Hi. I thought I'd make a video about the battery degradation on our 2015 Nissan Leaf. Since it's been a part of the electric car debate for many years now. Since electric cars basically were introduced to the public. And there are people saying that electric cars, well, they'll just do you can drive it for like 2 years and then you'll have to replace the battery, just like a battery in a cell phone, because basically the same technology and the batteries and whatnot. And well, that is of course since turned out in the last 10 years to not really be true. Sure, there's degradation, and different electric cars have more or less degradation. Like usually Tesla has less degradation, or in general cars that have some kind of active thermal management, cooling or warming of the battery, will degrade slower than cars like, for example, the Nissan Leaf, that does not have any cooling or heating of the battery. The only cooling of the battery once it heats up it has is basically the the wind coming from from the atmosphere when you're driving. So it takes in the air and tries to cool down the battery. So we'll start off here, at least with this is the current state of the car, or of the odometer. So to this date, the car has done 113,284 kilometers, and that translates to 17,392 miles. We got the car back in 2016. This car was delivered to its first owner. We're the second owners of the car, but it was delivered in March of early 2015. We got the car when it was 10 months old, and at that point, when we got the car, it had done 19,800 kilometers, and that translates to 12,303 miles. So we're approximately, we've driven a fair distance. And so we basically moved on. We'll move on here to another picture. So this is a screenshot from a program called Leaf Spy. This is a program that you can use in Nissan's electric cars to check various data in the car that it doesn't show. There's a lot of things that the Nissan Leaf won't show you on the dashboard, but the information is available in the computer. You have the exact battery temperature here. You have also, you can see tire pressure for every tire, which you can't see in the car because it has that within its computer. You just plug in a Bluetooth dongle to the OBD2 port on the car and then use this program to show the information. So here we can see that the state of charge at this current time is 70%. Says right up there, SOC, state of charge. It has 12.8 kilowatt hours left in the battery pack, and the temperature in the battery, because the battery has 3 different temp sensors throughout the battery pack. I don't know exactly where they are located. And we can see that the battery is at 18.5, 18.1, and 17.6 degrees at this current state. And that's decent temp. Usually around 20 degrees Celsius is considered good. And it will go up when you charge the car and whatnot. So we'll go to the next picture here, and this is also from Leaf Spy. It has various pages of information. So this is a picture where you can see the bars there. That's basically information about the different battery cells within the car and how they're doing and how much charge they have and whatnot. But the interesting part here, if you ask me, when it comes to this video at least, is on the top there. So the top circled part says SOH equals 84.92%. And the SOH is short for state of health, and that's the state of health on the battery pack. So obviously when the car was new, it would show 100%. So now it shows 84.92%. So approximately 85%. So basically, the battery pack has lost 15% of battery, of power, and that decreases the range. Not really something I've noticed yet, because we'll usually, when we're going, the only time we'll charge it over 80% is where we're going on a longer trip, where we know that there's going to be multiple charging stops. And when it comes to charging, if you look down where the line there, we have the odometer says 113,285 kilometers, and that's what the car reports once again. Then we have a number there, 1,082, and it says QCS after, and that's quick charging sessions. Quick charging, basically, rapid charging on the shadow outlet in the car, and it can charge at a top speed of 50 kilowatts. And and so it's done, 1,082 of those. And then we also have the number that says 4,354 L1/L2s. And that is level 1 and level 2 charging. And that's when you use the Type 1 port on the Nissan Leaf to charge. And our car is fitted with a 3.3 kilowatt onboard charger. So you can, on that plug, you can charge at 3.3 kilowatts at public charging spots, usually located at shopping malls and at destinations basically. And also we charge at home on level 1. We can charge, as I said, on 3.3 kilowatts. That's the max the car can charge with. Take charge. The Leaf was also was basically available also with an optional 6.6 kilowatt charger, so you double that speed and therefore half the amount of time it took to charge the car from empty to full. But that was an option. So when you ordered the car, you can choose to get that. It would cost you about 1,000 euros extra. And if you didn't order that when you got that when you ordered the car, you cannot retrofit that at Nissan for some reason. I don't know why. Well, whatever. So you can see we've done a decent amount of charging, quick charging. I don't know if that's a lot or no. I mean, we've done a lot of long travels, long trips, and we've also done a lot of local driving. And as I said, when we're driving locally around town, we'll just charge the car to 80%, and that will be plenty of range. In the summertime, you'll have, about 90 to 110, 120 kilometers of range, depending on if you're driving slow within town, or if you're driving on the freeways or whatnot. But around there. So there we see. And the thing is also, this car has now, for the last month or so, it has not been rapid charged or quick charged on the shadow. And that is important because the SOH, the state of health there, it can actually go up quite a lot if you rapid charge the car a couple of times. Like if you go on a longer trip and you rapid charge the car like 2-3 times, it will go up. If you look it up in Leaf Spy, it can go up as like high as 92, 93%, 94 even. And I'm guessing that's because the battery gets a jolt because it's pushing in electricity so fast that the cells wake up. I don't know how to describe it, but that's at least what the car reports. And I'm assuming these numbers are fairly accurate, that the report in Leaf Spy. So that's why I waited to do this video, so I knew that the car hadn't been quick charged for a decently long time, because otherwise this number could have said easily above 90%, and that would be false, because this is the true state of charge on the state of health on the car's battery pack after 113,285 kilometers or 70,392 miles. So, and I thought that would be interesting for people to know, because that just shows that even after this much driving with the car, the battery pack is in fairly good shape, and the amount we lost doesn't really translate when it comes to quick charging when you go on longer trips, because I mean I won't risk it going down to like 5% if I really don't have to. Like if there's no charging opportunities along the route and I have to go this really, really far, I'll lower the speed and I'll push it. But that has happened. That's just the thing that happens very seldom. And because it's just nerve-wracking, and there's no point of doing that, at least not these days in Sweden, because there's plenty of rapid chargers all around Sweden. So wherever you'd go, even with a short-range EV like the Nissan Leaf, there's no problem. There's no shortage of charging opportunities. So, I'd never go that low. So I don't really see that. I mean, if I have 85, I'll charge the car that says 100%. Let's say I have 85%. I'll usually drive till, I get like 10-15%, because that's optimal. Then you'll get the fastest charging speed and take the shortest time to, regain charge when quick charging. So that's just how I do it. And when driving around here, I mean, I usually don't get around, I don't get under, 25-30%. Not that I really think of it, but that's just how it looks around where we live and where we go, and what we do with the car. That's just natural that the car will go between 30 to 80% all the time. And yeah, so that's basically it. And well, I'll update you with a new video if anything happens with the battery pack or with the car in general. So we'll just see what happens along the way. And well, bye for now.